Your name?
Hare Krishna, this is Raghamanjali Devi Dasini. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to the Maharaj.
हरे कृष्णा रघुवंशी माता जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम श्री प्रपात की जय गुरु महाराज की जय थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग एंड वेलकम टू द कॉल
Hare Bol Mataji.
हरि बोल anybody else who would like to announce their name I think Prabhuji has started recording so हरे कृष्णा माधवी गौरंगी माता जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम श्री प्रपात की जय गुरु महाराज की जय वेलकम टू द कॉल माता जी and we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Madhvi Gaurangi Mataji from Pennsylvania, and Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. And she's serving from long time to Philadelphia Temple, and she's a by profession she's a teacher. So I welcome you all on the call, Mataji. Please take over the call if you are ready.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for welcoming and giving me such a great opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam this morning. So today we are reading from Canto 7th, chapter 15, and starting from verse 67. But before going into the verse, I would like to. Do you do Radha Madhav prayers, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So let's just start with Radha Madhav prayers. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय राधा
Bihari Gopi Janavala Bhagiri Vanadari
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जन रञ्जन
यमुना तीरावन चारी
Yamuna Chiravanachari
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज
Bihari Gopi Janavala
वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज रञ्जन
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा हरे रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे 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 रामा हरे प्लीज चैंट हरे रामा राम राम हरे
हरे
जय राधा शरद बिहारी राधा शरद बिहारी राधे
जय राधा शरद बिहारी राधा शरद बिहारी राधे
जय राधा शरद बिहारी राधा शरद बिहारी राधे
जय राधा शरद बिहारी शरद बिहारी राधे
जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी
जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी
जय गौरानीताय 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 जय गौरानीताय
जय गौरानीताय 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 जय गौरानीताय
जय जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा जय जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा जय
जय जगद्गुरु श्रील
श्रीला प्रभुपदा जय
जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपदा
जय 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 प्रभुपा 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 जय जय प्रभुपा
जय जय प्रभुपाद
Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय भक्तिमती तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Hare Krishna. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are reading from Canto 7th, Chapter 15, verse 67. Mataji, would you like to share or you want me to share the verse?
I will give you the share rights, Mataji.
What did you say, Mataji? I'm sorry.
You can share. I will.
Okay. Let me
just a
just.
minute.
Okay, sharing is not turned on. It says like that. So.
This is your host Mataji now. Hare Krishna. Dandot Pranam.
Okay. Sorry for the delay. I'm just taking it out, pulling it out in my computer. All right. एतेरन्यश्च वेदोक्ते वर्तमाना स्वकर्मभिः गृहेऽपि यस्य गतिं यायात् रजंस्तत् भक्तिभानिरः. Anyone would like to recite? I don't know how the format goes here. but usually people want to recite though.
You can recite, Mataji. Can you please little down the screen, Sanskrit part?
Oh, you want the Sanskrit part
Yeah.
like this? Okay.
Yes,
So,
Mataji. एतैरर्थेनैश्व वेदोर्वर्ते वर्तमानः स्वकर्मभिः गृहेऽप्यस्य गतिं यायाद् राजंस्तभक्तिभान् नर. Hare Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
एतैरन्यैश्च वेदक्तैर्वर्तमानः स्वकर्मभिः गृहेऽप्यस्य गतिं यायात् राजस्तस्तद्भक्तिभाङ् नरः.
Thank you so much. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O King, one should perform his occupational duties according to these instructions, as well as other instructions given in the Vedic literature, just to remain a devotee of Lord Krishna. Thus, even while at home, one will be able to reach the destination. Purport. The ultimate goal of life is Vishnu, Krishna. Therefore, either by Vedic regulative principles or by materialistic activities, if one tries to reach the destination of Krishna, that is the perfection of life, Krishna should be the target. Everyone should try to reach Krishna from any position of life. Krishna accepts service from anyone. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9:32, Mam hi partha vyaprasritya yepi syu papayonaya striyo vaishyas tatha shudras tepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, as well as Shudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination. It doesn't matter what one's position is, if one aims at reaching Krishna by performing his occupational duty under the direction of the spiritual master, his life is successful. It is not that only sannyasis, vanaprasthas, and brahmacharis can reach Krishna. A grahastha, a householder, can also reach Krishna, provided he becomes a pure devotee without material desires. An example of this is cited in the next verse. O king, once more translation. O king, one should perform his occupational duties according to these instructions, as well as other instructions given in the Vedic literature, just to remain a devotee of Lord Krishna. Thus, even while at home, one will be able to reach the destination. Let's start with the prayers of Mangalacharan to show our gratitude and respect towards the acharyas who have given us this treasure of knowledge. You can be muted or unmuted, whatever you would like, and whosoever knows these prayers, please recite with me. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Swapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuva eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much again for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam this morning. So, little bit before starting or just jumping into the verse about Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be the ripened fruit of all the Vedic literature, and we know that Shukadeva Goswami very, very wonderfully, he has pointed out this fact in the first chapter of first canto, and Shukdev Goswami very beautifully is explaining that Srimad Bhagavatam is Nigama Kalpataro Galitam Phalam Shukumukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam Pibat Bhagavatam Rasam Alyam Muhur Aho Rasika Bahu Bhuvi Bhavukaha. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the mature fruit of all the desired tree of Vedic literature. And when it emanates from the lips of Sri Shukdev Goswami, this fruit even becomes much more tastier. And this is the nectarian juice which all of you are drinking every morning through your ears, right? Like that. So, Srimad Bhagavatam describes various events and activities in which is spread in 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. But if we see, then Jiva Goswami, he says that mainly three important tattvas have been described throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, which is, I'm sure all of you must be aware about it, Sambandha Jnana Tattvam and Abhideha Tattvam, or the process to reach the Sadhya. And what is the Sadhya or the goal? Prayojana is Prema or love of Godhead. So these three topics very beautifully, or these three tattvas very beautifully have been subdivided into 10 subject matters, which appear in Canto 2nd, chapter 10, verse number 1, Atra Sargas Visargas Cha Sthanam Poshanam Utihi Manvantara Ishanu Kathaha Nirodha Mukti Ashraya. So these 10 topics basically form the subject matter of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. And all these 10 topics are spread in Srimad Bhagavatam in one or the other proportion. And all these topics are very important for us to at least know the definition. Because as readers of Srimad Bhagavatam, if we are not aware about these 10 subject matters or the 10 main topics, then it's very hard for us to understand what a particular canto is talking about and what's the theme which is running behind this particular canto. So I'm not going to go into the details of these 10 topics, because if we try to take the details of these 10 topics, and even one topic will take lots of classes to understand. So I'm going to explain very little bit of it so that we all can understand the theme of Canto 7th. So Sarga, or the creation of the elements by Mahavishnu. Creation of the elements by Mahavishnu. These elements are counted as 23 in number, and a detailed explanation has been given in Canto 2nd as well as in Canto 3rd about the process of creation. And then Visarga, which is the secondary creation, creates and Brahmaji creates it and taking the elementary creation or the Sarga as the ingredients. And then third is Sthanam. Sthanam is planetary systems, 14 planetary systems, Brahma, already 14 planetary systems Lord creates, but again, Brahmaji also divide the stem of the Lord into 3 parts and further into 14 planetary systems. Fourth is Poshanam, which is the protection by the Lord. Poshanam. And then fifth is Utiha. Utiha, or the creative impetus, or we can say the inclination to perform activities. When this living entity, under the ignorance of, under the covering of avidya and false ego, believes himself to be something which he is not, then there is a desire to act or enjoy. Because this living entity start understanding it himself to be the doer. And that inclination, creative impetus, or the inclination can be for pious activities or maybe for impious activities. Uteha. And the sixth is Manavantara, the reign or the changes of Manu. And the changes of Manu, there are 14 Manus in one Kalpa or 12 hours of Sri Brahmaji. And the changing of Manu, different Manvantar avatars have different Manus have been explained in Bhagavatam. And then Ishanukatha, signs of God. Ishanukatha, incarnations of the Supreme Lord. And then eighth is Nirodha, or dissolution. This dissolution is when this material, this living entity just did not get the, did not avail the opportunity to get out of this material cycle of birth and death. Then at the end of the annihilation of entire cosmic manifestation, this living entity rests in the body of Mahavishnu from where it originates at the start of creation. So that's called relief or dissolution. Mukti. Mukti is the permanent situation of the form of living entity after he gives up his changeable gross and subtle body, and mukti or liberation can be of any of the 5 kinds which we already know: Sashti, Swarupya, Samipya, Salokya, and Sayujya. So this mukti, so basically because this Bhagavatam is a Bhakti Shastra where the motive is to establish the Supreme Lord in his personal form as a supreme absolute truth. So Bhagavatam rejects Sayujya Mukti, or the Mukti or the liberation in which the attainment of Nirvishesha Brahma or the supreme absolute truth without attributes have been explained. Ashraya, or the supreme shelter. Now, this supreme shelter is defined even in the first verse of the first canto of first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Srila Vyasadeva is writing Janmadi Asya Yataha. And then he's ending this beautiful verse by saying Satyam Parama Dhimahi. So, Janmadi Asya Yataha is the Janmadi Asya Yatya means from whom everything is emanating, is coming out. And everything is coming out. That's the Ashraya Tattva, or the supreme shelter, or the supreme source. So he is the source, he is the sustainer, shelter, and also the manifester of all the material universes, and also for spiritual world also. But because we are talking about material universes or material world right now, so we are focusing on this. So interestingly, all these 9 topics have been described just to establish the importance of the 10th topic, which is Ashraya Tattva, or the supreme shelter. So in any canto, any chapter, what we are reading, there are these 10 subject matters which are appearing in different proportions. Like in Canto 7th, we have seen Poshanam by the Lord, or the protection by the Lord to Prahlad Maharaj. We have already seen. So this Poshanam is also there, and also Utihi, creative impetus, has also been described in the 7th canto. So there are, as I said, and Jiva Goswami is saying that, not me. honestly. Jiva Goswami is saying that in every canto, these 10 subject topics are there, but some topics are appearing in higher proportionality than other. So, seventh canto and eighth canto, they represent the arms of Supreme Lord. I'm sure that we must be hearing this in almost every other class, that in Padma Puran, the Srimad Bhagvatam 12th cantos represent different limbs of the Supreme Absolute Truth in his personal form. And seventh and eighth canto of Bhagavatam represents what it represents: arms of the Supreme Lord. And seventh canto describes uti or inclination. Inclination, and as I said, also described about the poshanam. Poshanam or protection by the Lord. So utihi or inclination towards the work, towards fruitive activities can be of two types, which is auspicious and inauspicious, or desire to work or desire to perform pious activities and desire to perform impious activities. And then these activities, the results of these activities culminate into four four phalam as given to us by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu talks about these four things: aprabdham phalam, kutam, bijam, and prarabdham. So finally, up to the stage of prarabdham, all these four appear. All these four appear as the reactions of the activities which we perform. So this auspicious and inauspicious activities determine what we are going to do in the next life or maybe in this life. So seventh canto and especially this section of seventh canto is describing Shuddha Bhakti or pure devotional service, as we already read in few chapters, in first 10 chapters of Srimad Bhagavat of 7th canto, where the whole story of Prahlad Maharaj been described, and the characteristics of Sri Prahlad Maharaj very well defines pure devotional service or Uttama Bhakti. Uttama Bhakti, as we know, the definition is given to us even in Bhakti, even in what's that book? Narad Bhakti Sutra. It has been given by different sages. And Srila Prabhupada also wrote translation of this book. So Narada Bhakti Sutra. So various definitions have been given by various saints. Shandilya Muni, Parashar Muni, Garga Muni in that book. And then Narada is also giving his own definition, Narada Muni. So, but all those definitions are not inclusive of everything. We call it Ati Vyapti, and I'm not using the technical words, but in order to just make you all understand, those definitions are not inclusive of every aspect of bhakti. But the definition which has been given to us by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu covers all the aspects of bhakti. Or there is nothing which is left behind, because Rupa Goswami is defining Uttama Bhakti, or the highest pure devotional service to the Lord. So anyhow, today's lecture is not on Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, it's on chapter 7, verse chapter 15, Canto 7, chapter 15. So in this chapters, first 10 chapters describes about pure bhakti or Shuddha Bhakti or Uttama Bhakti. But later chapters, last 5 chapters, they are discussing Mishra Bhakti or mixed devotional service of those people who are following Varanashram system, or those people who are not spontaneously inclined towards the loving devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are two kinds of bhaktas. Two kinds of bhaktas are there. One is Vichar Pradhan Bhakta and the other is Ruchi Pradhan Bhakta. So Vichar Pradhan Bhakta means that these set of people, they don't have inclination, spontaneous, natural, swabhaviki love for the Supreme Lord. And for that reason, they fall under the category where they have to do vichar and they have to follow the injunctions of shastras or bhakti shastras under the guidance of a spiritual master. Ruchi Pradhana Bhakta also follow the spiritual injunctions, but they have spontaneous love or ruchi or taste for doing a bhakti, hearing bhakti. Hearing about the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So this Vichara Pradhana Bhaktas, they follow the path of Vidhi Bhakti. And Ruchi Pradhana Bhaktas follow the path of Raganuga Bhakti. But by starting with Vidhi Bhakti, by deliberately or consciously making progress towards the Raga Marga, this Vichara Pradhana Bhakta or the person who is performing Vidhi Bhakti can also convert himself into Raganuga Bhaktas. So, anyways, so this is just a little bit of introduction of chapter of Canto 7th and 15th chapter, which is instructions for civilized human beings. And we have seen that prior to this verse 67, now this verse 67 is the Phala Shruti or the result which one can which one can receive, by understanding and following all the instructions which has been given or described by Narada to Yudhishthir. I hope we all know that in what two personalities the conversation is going on. Who is talking to whom here? Anyone would like to say? Okay. If not, that's okay. But the discussion is going between Maharaj Yudhishthir and Narada. Maharaj Yudhishthir and Narada. And if we remember, this discussion has started when Maharaj Yudhishthir asked, and this discussion is happening in front of Lord Krishna, in Rajasuya Yagya. And when Krishna, he beheaded Shishupal, and then Yudhishthir Maharaj asked questions from Narada, Narada and Narada Muni, in order to explain the query of Maharaj Yudhishthir, started narrating the story of Prahlad Maharaj. And now, after narrating the story of Prahlad Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj had follow-up questions. So follow-up questions. So in order to explain those follow-up questions, Maharaj, Narada Muni, he explained about varnas and ashramas, because not everybody is on the level of pure bhakti or uttama bhakti as performed by Prahlad Maharaj. So there are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. So we have seen in previous chapters that 4 varnas have been also described, right? What are their duties, what they should be doing, what they should not be doing according to the scriptural injunctions. So 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. What are the 4 varnas? Anybody would like to say? Let's make this class a little bit interactive. So that
Hare Krishna Mataji, Brahmachari. Then comes the Grahastha,
Mataji, these are ashramas. Yes, go ahead. These are ashramas.
Vanaprastha, and Sannyas.
Yes, these are ashramas. Thank you, Mataji. And Varanas are
Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra.
Yes, thank you so much. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. So Varnas are for according to the qualities, and ashramas are according to the lifestyle. We can, if we want to make somebody understand who is not very familiar with these terminologies, then Varnas and ashramas. And Narada Muni has already been described the do's and don'ts for all these Varnas. So specifically in this ashrama, Grahastha ashrama, Narad Muni is talking about civilized human being, and so many instructions has been given by Narad Muni about so many instructions, and these instructions, what are the five types of adharma, which are living entity, or irreligion, this living entity should be avoiding, like vidharma, paradharma, bhasadharma, chaladharma, or upadharma. All these have been described in 7, 15, 13 to 14. So I'm not going to explain on it because I have something else to explain or elaborate on. So all these things Narad Muni have been described, but today, at this point of time, I am going to explain a little bit of story about a living entity, and then I am going to bring you all to the point Narad Muni is talking about in this particular verse. So this living entity is residing in the body of Mahavishnu. There are two types of living entities have been explained in Paramatma Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami. So one kind of living entity, which are Bhagavad Paranamukha, which are these kind of living entities, they are in front of the Lord. They are in front of the Lord, and these living entities reside in spiritual world as Nitya Siddha Bhaktas or devotees of the Lord. So other kind of living entities which are called Bhagavad Unmukhas, those are Bhagavad Unmukhas, and the other kind is Bhagavad Paranmukhas, or these living entities are away from the Lord. They are residing at the back of the Lord. And why they are away from the Lord? Because they are lacking the knowledge of the Paratatvam, or the knowledge of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Paratatvam, Jnanam, Abhavam. They don't have the knowledge of the Paratatvam or Absolute Truth. And because these living entities are bereft of the knowledge of the Absolute Truth, so that's why whenever material creation or cosmic manifestation is happening, these living entities are being impregnated into the material Prakriti. And from there, these living entities get the subtle and gross body. I'm going to get into this. So now these living entities have the baggage of what? Karma or fruitive activities, because they are keep performing the fruitive activities while they remain, or while they get the bodies, specifically human body. Specifically human body, they are doing karma. And that karma is remain with this living entity, and their swabhava or their nature also with this living entity in the body of Mahavishnu. And Prakriti or the Maya Devi also resides, external energy of the Lord or potency of the Lord also reside in the body of the first Purusha incarnation, who is Mahavishnu or Karnadakshaya Vishnu. Now, this Mahavishnu is responsible for dealing with material nature. And the expansions of Lord Krishna prior to Mahavishnu, they all live in spiritual world. There is a whole description which has been explained in Madhya Lila chapter 22nd by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the spiritual worlds, expansions and incarnations. And Laghu Bhagavad Amrit also describes about it. So whenever there is a time for cosmic, so this living entity who is away from the Lord because of the not having the knowledge of Paratattva or the absolute truth, this living entity get attacked by the Maya Shakti. This Maya Shakti gives this living entity one avaran or the curtain. And what is the one curtain? One curtain is of avidya. What is the curtain? Avidya. And this avidya is made up of what? Mode of ignorance or tamogun pradhana. This and this due to this avidya, this living entity who knows that he is soul. Soul has what qualities this soul has? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Full of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. So this avidya shakti covers the chit portion or the knowledge potency of this soul. And this soul just completely forgets, the consciousness of this soul completely forgets that I am Sachidanand qualitative wise. Now, there is other covering also, which this, now the consciousness of this living entity enters into other coverings of Maya Shakti, and other covering is false ego, one of the more false ego. Now this false ego, now this living entity, the consciousness of the living entity already forgets that I am a soul, but with one more covering of mithya hankara, false ego, this what this false ego does? This false ego makes this consciousness feel that you are this, or this relate with the subtle and gross bodies, which are the product of matter. So this false ego is a binding factor between the spirit and the matter. And so there are two Shaktis which are working here of Maya Devi. What are the two Shakti? One is covering. One is covering, and the other Shakti is throwing this living entity into that identity which this living entity is not. Avaran Shakti and Prapekshatmaka Shakti. These are the two Shaktis of Maya Devi. So Maya Devi, or the external energy or the Prakriti of the Lord, external potency of the Lord, have four components: Vidya, Avidya, Prakriti, and one more. I'm forgetting it. Not the Kala, because Kala is the eternal time and it's the representative of the Lord. There is one more. Anyways, so Vidya, Avidya, and one is Prakriti. So this Prakriti converts into Pradhana when it becomes pregnated with the Jivas, living entity. Now these Jivas gets impregnated or thrown by the glance of the Lord into the Prakriti. Now this Jiva is with its karma at this point of time. And then this Jiva is with karma, and when this living entity gets the subtle and gross body, prior to that, this living entity gets false ego, mind, intelligence, and some portion of Mahat. Some portion of Mahat by Brahmaji. So this Avidya Shakti, as I explained, so two things are happening. When this soul is forgetting, and the soul is, or the consciousness of the soul is identifying itself with something which he is not, like the subtle and gross body. Now, Brahmaji, when he is doing his Prakriti, Visarga, then this Brahmaji, what he does, he takes this living entity and give the subtle and gross body and all these, layers of ignorance and false ego. And according to the karma of this living entity, Brahmaji is placing sthanam, giving the sthanam to this living entity according to its karma in one particular planetary system, in one particular species. There are how many species of life? 8.4 million. So in one of the species, Brahmaji is putting or placing this living entity by giving subtle and gross body according to his karma. Now, if we are very fortunate and gets this human form of life, then again we get the chance to perform our activities or make our karma or destroy our karma or perform bhakti. But how it starts? This living entity, because of conditioning from such a long time, becomes a vikarmi. Vikarmi or performs activities which are against Shastras or not following the injunctions of Shastras. There are 5 types of karma, as has been explained: Nitya karma, Naimitya karma, Kame karma, Praschit karma, um, Kame karma, Praschit karma, Vishedha karma, Nishedha karma. Nishedha karma is vikarmis, where a person is doing those karmas which is not according to the injunctions of Shastras. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, we have seen that he has given the um, gradations of the karmis. Now the another one person above this, he just do pious activities according to what has been given in the Shastras, right? Pious activities. And one person above this, he is performing karmas and he is donating his fruits also to the demigods. The one below him was just performing karmas but not giving any results to the demigods, and Krishna called him as a thief in Bhagavad Gita, right? So now above that, a person who is performing karmas, and he is giving his fruits to the demigods. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that's how demigods and human beings should live in harmony. One should give one the fruits and one other should perform yagyas, etc. Now, one person above it is who is performing work and giving the results to or the fruits of his activities to Vishnu. Now, here at this point of time, this living entity, if there is Sukriti from the previous births, then by the mercy of a sadhu, there are 2 kinds of sadhu or saintly people come in the life of this karmi. And one is Jnani sadhu and other is Bhakta sadhu. So now when Jnani sadhu comes, he explains through this person that you are a soul. You are not this body or subtle or gross body. You are a soul. So you should be trying to merge into Nirvishesha Brahman. Try to perform Jnana sadhanas and through that achieve the Sayujya Mukti. And this living entity who is a karmi right now, he started giving the fruits of his work to Vishnu, but with the heart of detachment, with the attitude of detachment, because he don't want any reactions. And then remain in the family life. He just is tolerating all kind of pains and all kind of problems which are coming, and performing activities, hearing and doing those activities, controlling the senses and all those activities through which he can achieve to that. In 13th chapter, Krishna is saying amanitvam, adhavitvam, all these qualities. So by doing that, his avidya is going to get break by the knowledge, and vidya portion of Maya Devi will come. And the sattva gun is going to rise in the life of this devotee who is a Jnani Bhakta. So his Antakaran Shuddhi is going to happen. What is Antakaran Shuddhi? That he will realize that I am a soul, not this living entity, not this gross and subtle body. And with this vichara, or with this consciousness, this living entity is, or this human being is going to go into the marg of jnana. And there are so many stages which come into the jnana marg. But in Jnana Marga also, little bit bhakti is required in order to absolutely realize the Nirvishesha Brahman. But we are not discussing that Jnana Marga, because the Bhakti Marga has been described in chapter 15 here. So the same person who is up till the point where he is offering fruits of his result to the demigods, a bhakta comes into the picture. A bhakta sadhu, and bhakta sadhu explains, see, you are the portion of the Lord, and your real identity is Jivira Swarupohe Krishnera Nityadas. So you are the servant of the Lord. So do such things through which you can achieve Krishna's bhakti. And there is no need to leave anything. Remain in your ashram. Remain in your ashram of Grahastha ashram and perform Daiva Varnashram. Daiva Varnashram is what? Where this karmi is performing activities and he is giving the fruits of his activities to Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna with the attitude of love. Not with the bhav of tyaga, but with the bhav of prem or bhava. So try to do that. And you don't have to leave anything right now. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? I think 326, that don't disturb them. Where they are, let them be. You are grastis, you are attached, you are doing Mishra Bhakti, okay, do that. So now, but the goal is to enter into pure devotional service or Shuddha Bhakti. So this living entity performed this this devotee, he start performing, but remain in Varnashram system, here, chant and perform other limbs of bhakti. Associate with sadhus or the bhaktas through which we can get some kind of bhakti, right? So this is adau, or the initial stage of initial sadhu sangha, where this devotee gets initial sadhu sangha. And then after hearing again and again, he forms Drid Shraddha, or the firm faith on the conclusions of Shastra. On the conclusion of Shastra, by Shastra I mean Bhakti Shastra, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Mahabharatam, Ramayanam, or all those literature which are talking about the personal form of the Lord. And this bhakta with Drid Shraddha, because how he is generating this Drid Shraddha? By continuously doing Shravanadi Kirtanam, Smaranam Shravanadi Kirtanam, while remain in the where he is, and by performing Daiva Varnashram system. So by Drid Shraddha, he just enter into the stages of devotional service, which has been given to us by Rupa Goswami. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the 14 stages of devotional service, but here Rupa Goswami just clubbed 2 or 3 stages together. So after Shraddha, this Shraddha is Drid Shraddha, or firm faith, after in the injunctions of Shastras, or respect towards the injunctions of Shastra. This living entity or this devotee just enters into Bhajana Kriya, and there he accepts Guru, and now this is different kind of sadhu sangha, or the elevated, he's associating with sadhus. So, and at this time, he is going to accept a mantra diksha guru, and also there is a bhajana siksha guru who is mentoring him how to perform bhajana. By doing all these things, all the performing rigorous bhakti sadhanas, we going to enter. He is going to, then Anartha Nirvritti is going to happen. And Madhurya Kadambani of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining these stages very, very elaborately. And in that, there are 4 types of Anartha Nirvrittis are there. In Bhajana Kriya, there is Nishtita Bhajana Kriya, Nishtita Bhajan Kriya. In the entire book was wonderful to understand where we are, in what stage we are. So very wonderful book. So by going like that, this person, if follows the path of Vedi sadhana bhakti and goes up to the bhava mark, up to the bhava stage, then this devotee is going to get prema from the Lord, or one kind of liberation, like, or get the chance to live in Vaikuntha Loka, like Samipya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Shashti, and Salukya. But if at the stage of, if going further and further, and even in the bhajan marg, if we want to perform Raganuga Bhakti, then our devotees inclination should be pretentiously increase or go towards that route. And what's that route? To intentionally to follow the mood of eternal associate of the Lord in the land of Braja. So there is a whole process which has been explained in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu about the stages of devotional service, and Madhurya Kadambani, and also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given a commentary on Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, which is Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu Bindu, in which the definition, the very definition has been explained very elaborately. So that's what Narada Muni is saying, that if you follow all these instructions, now Narada Muni is what kind of bhakta? Sadhu bhakta, oh sorry, bhakta, bhakta of the Lord. And that's what Narada Muni is saying, explained the entire process for the householders. And Narada Muni started saying that, Vishnu is the goal. Padma Puran says that, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna is the only Vidhi Nisheda in the Shastras. And that's what you have to follow. And that's what Narad Muni has explained, that it's not only that Vanaprasthis, sannyasis, and brahmacharis are reaching up to that goal. Grastas can also reach by following the Daiva Varnashram system, which has been explained by Narada Muni also in this chapter. And he is saying that in the next verse, tomorrow you are all going to read, that we are also fortunate, you are Pandavas, Krishna is, what great fortune. Even big demigods are not getting, you are getting. He is acting as your friend, your brother, and he is residing with you as your relative. So how can you say that, what is going to happen to the devotees like us? Because Yudhishthir Maharaj asked, right, how householders are going to perform or to reach up to the Supreme Lord. And the very interesting point I have heard in one of the lectures, that in Goloka Vrindavan, there is no sannyasi, there is no vanaprasthas, there is no brahmachari. Everybody is householder. Everybody is, there is a practice. What they are doing is just to become a householder in the land of Krishna, so that they can establish that kind of relationship with the Lord. Goloka Vrindavan has 5 prominent rasas. Shanta rasa has been rejected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So 4 kinds of rasas are, Dasya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Madhurya rasa have been described. So householders have the very, very, very golden opportunity to reach up to the stage of prema. But we have to follow, or keep hearing, we should start doing direct devotional service. We call it a Swarupa Siddha Bhakti, which is directly engage in the bhajan, kirtan adi forms of the Lord. 64 limbs have been explained by Rupa Goswami. But prior to that, if we are not inclined spontaneously, then at this point of time, we should follow our Shravana gurus, our mantra, our bhajana siksha gurus, and try to perform bhakti according to the injunctions of Shastras. With Dhrishraddha Shraddha, or with firm faith. And even if we don't have firm faith, we are doing Samanya Bhakti, that's okay. We should try to achieve onto that goal of firm faith in the injunctions of Shastras. And that's how we should try to progress gradually. Okay. Sorry, time is already up. I don't want to take more time. I have already gone over and above. And thank you so much again for giving this wonderful opportunity. And if I have said something which is not according to the injunctions of the Shastras, that's my fault. But if anything you like, that's all my Shravan Guru, my Siksha Gurus, and my Mantra Diksha Guru. It's because of their mercy and mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who has given us the knowledge in the books, and who are always with us in the form of their Vani. Please bless me so that I can progress further in my path of bhakti and get this opportunity to serve all of you somehow or the other. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanut Pranam.
Hare
All
Krishna.
grace to Prabhupada. It was such a wonderful nectarian class. I mean, full of tattva, condensed into such a small time slot. I mean, time frame.
Thank you.
I mean, you rarely do we get an opportunity where somebody would condense such immense tattva all the way leading up from the avidya of the jiva all the way through the creation, all the way up to the liberation. I mean, Golaka frame. So it would not have been possible without you. Your erudition is exemplary, Mataji. So I cannot. I have do not have words to express how much I have been enriched in this short class, yet so powerful, impactful, and my intelligence, memory would fail because I may have to repeat the class, hear this class again. And I mean, I re-emphasize that most of the time we are proceeding verse by verse, and most of the time we are delving deeper into the verse sometimes. But as it happens, if the vidyarthi, the student has to take an exam, he has to revise or rehearse the whole subject. So you did it for us in such a short time, which is so exemplary. I mean, I've had such an opportunity in this chant group. So that was very nice, and it is grace of with your association, Mataji. We are looking forward to your association more and more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your kind, beautiful words. Thank you so much. I'm not worthy of these words. All credit goes to my Gurudev and definitely to Srila Prabhupada and to all my Shravan Gurus from whom I have learnt myself. I'm a student also and I'm also learning. Please bless me and thank you so much for your kind words, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Our fortune, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. If no one has any questions, so maybe we can just, or anything else, then we can just end this class. Shyama Rasika Mataji, can we end this class then? I don't know if Mataji is here. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was very nice and wonderful to hear you today, as Prabhuji explained. So, you actually connected all the points very well, and it was really like it made us think, oh, these many things are so real, it is so realistic. Like you said, there will be no sannyasi or like that in the Goloka. So like it made us think of how could be Goloka. So I think I don't have any question, but thank you so much. If anyone really don't have a question, we can definitely end the class. Thank you, Mataji. Shri
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Her
Hare
Grace
Krishna
Gaurangi
Mataji,
Mataji
my
ki jai.
Dandavat Pranam, all Guru Shubhapat Guru Maharaj. Thank you once again, just like others said, for your association. And Mataji is a very busy schedule, being a teacher with children, but she took out time. And the summer holidays is very hard to get Mataji. So
I'm not a teacher, Mataji. I want to, correct. I'm not a teacher. I'm just doing little bit of
yes,
whatever is
but
coming to
it's with the children and then giving class. Otherwise, but still in a humble way, Mataji always says, "And I'm free. I will give class." So she is, I'm so happy to see you, Mataji. You're here, and hopefully we'll have your association more little bit as summer holidays are going on, and there's little bit time maybe you have in hand where you can spare for us so we can have your association. Thank you once again, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this excellent and beautiful class. You covered so many points and explained so nicely. everything about this verse. So we are so grateful to have your association. And sorry, I told you that you are a teacher, because anytime I try to schedule you, you always take the vacation time. So I thought, so yeah.
Many
Thank
things get scheduled, Mataji, very early, as I know Rupani Mataji also sent the one message she sent, and the other message she says, everything is full. So by the time you look in the message, everything is full. And then you think, oh, okay, so other people are giving class, so that's better. So that's the point. And the other thing is the schedule mainly happens usually month, like in Philadelphia, they just, the classes which you are giving, they just schedule in advance. So many times, just schedule just doesn't match. Otherwise, I love to come here. I love to preach whatever opportunity I get, Mataji. So
Sure, Mataji. I will keep in mind. So thank you so much. Anybody has any question or comment?
Mataji, I just want to mention
for
that.
this wonderful class. Hare
Go ahead.
Krishna.
Yeah, please go ahead, Gita Mataji.
Rupani Mataji was telling.
No, I was just wanting to mention one thing, that Mataji, there's a list now of our devotees who want to actually come get the full schedule dates. So I'm going to add you there now.
Because I know there are so
it is-
many devotees who are preaching. So
Yes,
if the
yes.
schedule is full, I don't want to just,
So it's all glories to Shamarasika Mataji and Nikunjas Prabhuji services, because, I'll tell you, I've been doing this seva, trying my best. So earlier it used to be take 2 to 3 classes from one speaker. Now we are taking away classes so others can get. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, that, there's no stress, scheduling is happening, and we're getting more speakers and trying to tell them, please take only one class now.
Yes, I see your message.
So Mataji, with your words and your thank you for expressing yourself. We will also add you to the initial scheduling, so that way in future you can book if you're free.
Yes.
And of course, there is no stress, Mataji, if you're not able to come, even if you book for the future, there's something comes up with children, family, husband, then you can always change the date or postpone to next month also. That Shamarasika Mataji takes care very nicely, very kindly.
I know. I love your flexibility, Mataji. Yours, Mataji, is very nice.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you for all your glorious services.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody has any question or comment? Okay. Let's end up the call here.
I think Geeta Mataji, you're speaking something.
No, Prabhuji, I was just thanking Mataji for such a wonderful class. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, it was an amazing class. I'm going to hear again recording. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
So let's represent all the Vaishnavas. Vancha, Kalpatarusha, Krupasindu,
Vidya Bachapati.
Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namah. Koti Vaishnav ki jai. ठाकुर की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत की जय, हरे माधवी गौरंगी माता जी की जय. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.